say that this was a hoax.
$10,000 is a nice amount of money today. In 1980, that was a really nice chunk of money. And particularly if you're a young guy like Steve Pierce was at the time, who was struggling financially, could have used the money.
He flew, we discovered later, to Texas, tracked Steve down, even though he was operating under his middle name, Jeff, and took him out to dinner and expended a tremendous amount of time and effort and money to try to persuade him to take the $10,000 bribe.
Why would any normal citizen go through jumping through such hoops to get someone to debunk this case? Another thing to consider with Class are the people that he consorted with. Now, one of these was a man named Donald Menzel. Before there was Class, Menzel was America's leading debunker of UFOs. Menzel was an astronomer at Harvard University. Doesn't get any better than that.
A highly respected academic who wrote a number of books under the pose of, a skeptical academic looking at UFOs as misinterpretations of natural phenomena and things.
But there was a secret life to Donald Menzel also that nobody, or very few people, knew about. Donald Menzel was very well connected to the NSA.
I had to get permission from 3 different people to look at Menzel's papers at Harvard, and discovered to my total shock that he wrote Jack Kennedy, President Kennedy, whom we knew because Kennedy had been on the board of overseers at Harvard, and his area of interest was astronomy. Is one area where he may be able to provide special assistance, and that has to do with the very special National Security Agency. And he tells Kennedy, when we are properly cleared to each other, I can tell you more. Which was one of those, what?
Back in the 60s and 70s, the NSA was very much below the radar of this nation. Menzel's wife didn't even know that he was well connected with the NSA. That's how secret this was. But Menzel and Class had a very close correspondence.
Back in the 70s, it suddenly turns out that the CIA was playing footsie with a lot of journalists. They would report to the CIA after attendance at a foreign conference on a regular basis. Big names for major publications. And it was a big scandal at the time. And my feeling is that Phil was the perfect person to be used by the CIA. He wasn't married. He traveled a great deal to conferences. He had a legitimate job for a major publication, very well thought of, Aviation Week. And he